This happened very fast for you. When did you, I mean, it seemed like over the last, 18 months is the blow up?
Ice Spice is sitting on top of the game right now, and everyone's watching her every move. Her rise to fame has been wild, almost too fast for some people to believe. While many are praising her grind, others are throwing shade, calling her an industry plant, or saying her music isn't all that. The truth? Her come up in rap has been full of drama, and people can't stop talking about it. Let's dive into how Ice Spice became the name everyone's talking about. Isis Nija Gaston, better known as Ice Spice, has taken over the rap world like a storm. From teaming up with Nicki Minaj on hit records to even Kanye West's daughter dressing up like her influence is undeniable. That kind of impact doesn't happen overnight, and it's got everyone questioning how she did it so fast. But massive success always brings massive criticism. Some say big music execs are the ones pushing her into the spotlight for their own gain.
I blew up really, I would say summer 2022. I put out my first song March 2021. And then I did the On the Radar freestyle that has some momentum and stuff. And then the Munch trailer just went crazy.
While others claim colorism has played a role in boosting her fame, no matter the theory, one thing's for sure. Ice Spice has the whole industry talking, and she's not slowing down anytime soon. So who really is Ice Spice? How did she go from unknown to unstoppable? And why does her rise stir up so much controversy? Ice Spice came into the world on January 1st, 2000. Born to an African-American dad and a Dominican-American mom right in the Bronx, New York City. She grew up around Fordham Road, surrounded by the raw energy of the streets that raised her. From the jump, music was part of her world. Her dad was an underground rapper, so hip-hop was literally in her blood. But here's the twist. Ice Spice says her father's rap hustle didn't inspire her to chase the mic. In her Billboard interview, she explained, "While I was growing up, I wasn't like, my father's a rapper, so I'm going to be one too." Instead, her home was filled with a wild mix of sounds, soca, Latin pop, and classic hip-hop booming through the speakers. Still, her dad's influence meant she grew up listening to legends like Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and Wu-Tang Clan, soaking in their rhythm and attitude without even realizing it. Funny enough, being a rapper wasn't even part of her plan. During an interview on Hot 97, she confessed that her childhood dream was to become an actress. She wanted to be in front of cameras, not on stage dropping bars. But those dreams faded fast. She admitted that shyness and the older kids around her made her too nervous to chase that acting path.
I didn't really ever see myself being a rapper until I guess I got older, but I always wanted to be an actress. That was my first passion, right? And I even went to an acting class and everything.
It's wild to think that the same girl who once stayed quiet is now one of the loudest voices in rap. Ice Spice's story really started taking shape back in the Bronx, where her love for hip-hop first came alive. By the time she was just 7, she was already vibing with icons like Lil' Kim and Nicki Minaj, two women who clearly lit a fire in her. As she moved from elementary school to Sacred Heart High School, a strict Catholic school in Yonkers, her passion for words started to bloom. She began writing poetry and freestyle raps, shaping her own voice before anyone even knew her name. She used to sit there with her phone, typing out bars while bumping hip-hop instrumentals and rapping out loud like she was already on stage. That's where her creative spark really started to shine. After graduating from Sacred Heart in 2018, she took things a step further by enrolling at the State University of New York at Purchase. There, she started studying communications, thinking she might get into broadcast journalism or even start her own podcast one day, but life had other plans. During her time at Purchase, she met a producer through a mutual friend, someone who would completely change her path. That producer was none other than RiotUSA. He was also attending Purchase, and their connection was instant. By her sophomore year, Ice Spice decided to drop out. She didn't live on campus, and the daily commute was draining her energy. She later said, "I left because I felt like I was in the wrong place." Even after leaving school, she kept her bond with RiotUSA strong. She started sending him freestyles over gritty beats, like Chef G's No Suburban, just experimenting and having fun. Neither of them could have guessed those raw tracks were the start of something huge, something that would soon shake the whole rap game.
But I was just so shy because I was 10 and all the kids, everybody else was teenagers and stuff. And I was just intimidated by them.
RiotUSA came through with a brand new beat that would change everything. It became Ice Spice's first ever track, Bully Freestyle. She dropped it on SoundCloud in March 2021, and that moment marked the real start of her come-up. But even before the track dropped, Ice was already getting attention online. Her video for the Bus It challenge had blown up on Twitter, racking in views left and right. So when Bully Freestyle finally hit the internet, the timing was perfect. People were already watching her every move. The track made noise instantly. Apple Music even picked it up and featured it on their New in New York playlist, which was huge for an artist just starting out. In an interview, Ice said, "The first day I dropped it, it got playlisted on a pretty big playlist, so I was just excited and I just felt motivated." That little win fueled her grind, and she kept cooking up new songs with RiotUSA's beats. By the end of 2021, the duo came back strong with No Clarity in November, a track that ended up pulling over 2 million streams on Spotify and more than 10 million views on YouTube. But with that success came the start of some serious controversy. Even though the song blew up, people quickly noticed the mixed reactions. It wasn't all love in the comment section. Fans were split down the middle. Some were hyped, saying stuff like, "Her flows are crazy, she really switches it up every time." Others praised her for being super creative and bringing good energy to the scene.
I was really trying to rhyme a word with lunch. And I just said munch for like the first time.
But not everyone was feeling it. A few top comments roasted the track and threw shade her way. That was the moment Ice realized fame wasn't just about streams. It came with criticism too. And she was about to face a lot more of it. "This ain't getting us out the hood, it's just moving us across the street," one critic joked, while another said, "This goes hard when no one's rapping." The comment section under Ice Spice's No Clarity video was wild. But one thing everyone noticed stood out: the visuals. Ice Spice wasn't shy about showing off her confidence and owning her image. Throughout the video, she was twerking unapologetically, and that bold energy quickly became one of her trademarks. What made it even more interesting was how the visuals contrasted with the lyrics. The song was about heartbreak and pain, but the video told a different story, one full of movement, attitude, and power. One viewer even commented, "I never saw someone express so much emotion while shaking." Another said, "No auto-tune, no wild gimmicks, just straight up." That particular comment blew up. Over 30,000 likes and hundreds of replies. People couldn't stop talking about her unique mix of raw emotion and bold visuals. It's no secret that sex appeal sells. It's been a marketing move across industries for decades. From ads to album covers, bold visuals grab attention fast. A 2011 study called "Sexual Objectification in Music Videos" even found that female artists are often shown in more sexualized ways than male artists, and that they use dance and style to boost their image.
It's been speculated that Drake unfollowed you afterwards. Do you want to tell us some tea on that?
He did. I don't know why though.
Ice Spice's videos seem to follow that same long-standing pattern. She knows what gets people talking, and she's not afraid to use her confidence as part of her brand. Still, it leaves people wondering, does showing more skin really make the music hit harder, or are fans just drawn to the shock factor? Even if bold visuals grab attention, that alone doesn't explain why people keep streaming Ice Spice's tracks non-stop. Her numbers on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube are wild. Millions of plays, and they just keep growing. The truth is, plenty of female artists have mixed sex appeal with skill for years. This isn't new. Just look at Nicki Minaj's Anaconda, where she and her dancers twerked through the entire video. It's part of the performance, not the full story. So Ice Spice's rise clearly can't be pinned just on her music videos. In fact, judging by the comments, she's been clowned almost as much as she's been praised for them. Sure, those visuals rack up views and spark conversations, but they're not the reason fans keep coming back for more. After dropping Bully Freestyle, Ice kept putting out music, but the hate started pouring in heavy. She eventually deleted some tracks because of all the negativity online. In her own words, she opened up about how that backlash got to her, saying, "Everybody started talking. I was actually nervous to put music out because people were talking so much." She also added, "I started to realize they were talking because the first song was received well. People only love you when nobody else does, really. But once other people start to love you, people have to hate to balance it out." That kind of honesty showed how real the pressure was.
Yeah, like, of course. I mean, he sees beautiful girls all day, you know what I'm saying? Like, to some, it's like nothing to some people. Like,
Right.
Some niggas know how to act around a baddie. You'd be surprised.
But Ice didn't stay down for long. She came right back in early 2022 with Name of Love and Euphoric, both racking up over 3 million views on YouTube. This time, the energy from fans was way more positive. The comment sections were filled with love and respect for her growth. Her momentum kept building, and by May of that same year, when she performed on the Radar Radio, Her confidence and star power finally started to shine for the world to see. The real explosion in Ice Spice's career came just 1 month later. This was the moment everything changed. June 2022 marked the birth of her breakout anthem, Munch, Feelin' You, the track that officially made her a name everyone knew. Things really took off when a DM from Drake leaked online. He was showing her love and even promised to spin her record on his Sirius XM radio show. And he kept his word. When Drake played Munch on the radio, it gave the song a major boost. From there, it spread like wildfire. Twitter couldn't stop talking about it. TikTok made it trend non-stop. And before long, it was charting on Billboard's Hot R&B Hip-Hop Songs list, and even the bubbling under Hot 100. Fans everywhere were repeating her lines, and unofficial remixes started popping up from names like Meek Mill, Collie, and Cardi B. Ice Spice had officially gone viral, and her name was locked in the culture. Drake didn't stop there. He took it a step further and flew Ice Spice and her crew out to Toronto. The two were later spotted together at OVO Fest, sending the internet into a frenzy. Everyone could tell she was about to blow up even bigger. Drake's cosign meant a lot. His team is known for discovering new stars and giving them a platform. But that connection also came with drama. Soon, people started whispering that something deeper was going on, and rumors about Ice being an industry plant began spreading fast. Even though Munch brought her fame and massive exposure, not everyone was on board. The official video, uploaded to the World Star Hip Hop YouTube channel, racked up over 46 million views. But the reactions were mixed. Some people were obsessed, while others were quick to clown the track. The hype was real, but the divide in opinions was just as strong, setting the stage for even more controversy around Ice Spice's sudden rise. The like-to-dislike ratio on Munch wasn't exactly in Ice Spice's favor, and the comment section, brutal. People were flooding it with jokes and shade. One comment said, "Turning the volume all the way down for this one," while another added, "She never disappoints when it comes to disappointing." That second comment racked up over 22,000 likes, proving that a lot of people were jumping on the hate train. Videos of her performing the song live started spreading online too, and instead of helping, they just added fuel to the criticism. But this raised some serious questions. Were people genuinely not feeling her music, or was the backlash just hate disguised as honest opinions? If the track was supposedly so bad, why were big industry names still promoting it? Why was it still getting airplay, and how did she keep getting booked for shows? Something about it didn't add up, and fans wanted answers. Online theories started flying fast. Some said her rise had everything to do with clever marketing and a well-planned brand image, while others claimed it was about privilege, pointing to her lighter skin tone as a factor in her fame. But then there were the louder voices accusing her of being an industry plant, saying her career was too polished, too fast, and too connected to be organic. Regardless of the gossip, Ice Spice proved she wasn't just a one-hit wonder. She kept stacking wins, collaborating with major names like Nicki Minaj and even Taylor Swift. Whatever people thought, she clearly wasn't going anywhere. The truth is, her marketing and image strategy are next level, a total masterclass in how to stay relevant in a fast-moving industry. But to really understand how she pulled this off, we've got to talk about the mastermind guiding her behind the scenes, her manager, James Rosemond Jr. He's no rookie to the music game. He grew up surrounded by celebrity management, making him the perfect person to help shape Ice Spice's rise to the top. Ice Spice's manager, James Rosemond Jr., didn't just appear out of nowhere. He comes from serious industry roots. His father is the infamous James Rosemond, better known as Jimmy Henchman. Back in the day, Jimmy was a powerhouse in entertainment. He managed boxing legend Mike Tyson and founded Henchman Entertainment in 1996, which later evolved into the well-known rap management company Czar Entertainment. Under Czar, Jimmy worked with massive names like The Game, Sean Kingston, Brandy, Gucci Mane, and even Akon. But the family legacy isn't without controversy. On October 25, 2013, Jimmy Henchman was sentenced to life in prison for drug trafficking, obstruction of justice, firearm violations, and other financial crimes connected to a multi-million-dollar international cocaine operation. Wild, right? With that kind of family background, Rosemond Jr. definitely learned how the music business works. The good, the bad, and everything in between. Rumor has it that Rosemond Jr. discovered Ice Spice long before the world knew her name. Some say he helped shape her image and strategy early on, preparing her for fame with a calculated marketing plan. There's even speculation that Ice had already been signed to 10K projects and Capitol Records before Munch dropped. but they only announced the deal afterward to make it look like the record's success landed her the contract. That move, if true, shows just how smart and strategic her team really is. When it comes to branding, Ice Spice keeps it simple, yet instantly recognizable. Her signature red curly afro has become her calling card. Bright, bold, and totally unique. It's not just a hairstyle, it's part of her identity. Nobody else in the rap game is rocking that exact look, and it makes her stand out everywhere she goes. Plus, let's be real, she absolutely owns it. Anyone who even tries to copy Ice Spice's signature red curls instantly gets compared to her. It's become that iconic. Even Kanye West's daughter has rocked the curly red afro, proving just how deep Ice Spice's influence runs. But it's not just the hair that sets her apart. Her jewelry game is just as unique. While most rappers stick to heavy chains or diamond rings, Ice Spice and her team went for something that actually matches her brand. Think about it. King Von had his O-block chains, representing where he came from and what his music stood for. That chain became a piece of his story. Ice Spice did the same thing, but in her own way. Her signature diamond chain is all about her image. Sources say the custom piece set her back around $100,000, and it's totally worth it. The pendant shows an animated version of her own face, complete with her signature curly red afro, all iced out in diamonds. It's flashy, it's fun, and it screams Ice Spice. No one else could pull it off the way she does. All that attention to branding and detail clearly paid off big time. In January 2023, Ice Spice dropped her first EP, Like, and critics actually showed her love. Pitchfork rated the project a solid 7.6, which is no small feat for someone still early in their career. Then in February, she teamed up with Lil TJ for Gangsta Boo, a tribute track that landed her first ever spot on the Billboard Hot 100, debuting at number 82. But she didn't stop there. Later that same month, the Boy's a Liar Pint 2 remix with Pink Pantheress dropped, and that collab took her to a whole new level. The song peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, her highest charting single yet. That's when everyone realized Ice Spice wasn't just a viral sensation. She was becoming a certified hitmaker. By April, Ice Spice was unstoppable. She dropped the Princess Diana remix with Nicki Minaj, and that track went crazy, peaking at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. That gave her a second top 10 hit in just a few months, proving her success wasn't slowing down one bit. But she wasn't done flexing yet. Shortly after, she teamed up with Taylor Swift for the Karma remix, and that collab shot all the way up to number 2 on the Hot 100. With that, Ice Spice officially became the artist with the most top 5 Billboard hits in 2023. That's major. 2023 was hands down her breakout year. But with that much success coming so fast, people started asking tough questions. Was Ice Spice's rise really organic, or was there something else behind the scenes? Fans and critics alike began connecting dots, trying to figure out if her career had been boosted by the industry machine from the very beginning. Was she just lucky, or was her come-up carefully planned? A lot of people believe the signs are there if you look close enough. While Ice Spice's branding and marketing are undeniably top tier, certain things have made fans side-eye her success. Despite all the online hate some of her songs got, the industry still seemed to have her back no matter what. That kind of unwavering support doesn't happen for everyone, and it got people talking. Take her Pitchfork rating, for example. Her debut EP, Like, scored a 7.6 out of 10. Sounds solid, right? But when you realize that Pitchfork rated Kanye West's Donda at a 6 50 cents classic Get Rich or Die Tryin' at a 7, it starts to raise eyebrows. Get Rich or Die Tryin' sold over 12 million copies worldwide and became one of the most respected rap albums ever made. And Donda debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 with over 309,000 album equivalent units in just 5 days. So how does a newcomer like Ice Spice score higher than legends like Kanye and 50? For many people, that was the final clue. They started believing her rise might not be just about talent or timing, but about having powerful industry backing from day one. Ice Spice's EP didn't pull the massive numbers that her hype might have suggested. According to a well-known hip-hop commentator, her debut project only moved around 15,000 units in its first week. Now, some people argued that it was just her first release and that it only had 6 tracks. But here's the thing. Her songs had already racked up over 50 million streams on Spotify before that. So clearly, she had a strong fan base ready and waiting. What's even more interesting is the timing of her big collaborations. It looked like those major features with A-list artists came after her EP's success, but many people believe the deals were lined up long before that, just carefully timed to make it seem like her fame was rising naturally. Sneaky or strategic? That's the question. But sales aside, fans have noticed a few things that really make Ice Spice's rise look suspiciously polished. One of the biggest red flags people point out is the quality of her work. Usually, when artists are still trying to make a name for themselves, their videos and production look low budget. Simple visuals, cheaper shoots, you name it. But Ice Spice, her music videos looked expensive from day one. Crystal clear visuals, professional direction, perfect lighting, and high-end styling. It's like she had serious money backing her before the world even knew her name. And then there's her inner circle. From the start, Ice wasn't surrounded by random local producers or underground managers. She had industry-connected people around her, including her manager James Rosemond Jr., who we already know comes from a powerful entertainment background. With all those connections and a rollout that looked straight out of a label playbook, it's no wonder fans started whispering that maybe Ice Spice's rise wasn't as independent as it seemed. Something about her come-up just felt too perfect. We've already seen how Ice Spice's manager, James Rosemond Jr., had deep ties in the entertainment world. But the connections don't stop there. Her producer, RiotUSA, also comes from serious industry roots. Even though the two met through a mutual friend back in college, people still wonder how a student like Riot could help turn Ice Spice into one of rap's biggest new stars so fast. Well, here's the twist. RiotUSA wasn't just some random college producer grinding in his dorm room. He's actually the son of legendary DJ Enough. That name carries weight in hip-hop. DJ Enough was the notorious B.I.G.'s official road DJ and one of the key figures behind breaking huge names like 50 Cent, Kanye West, and Future. That's a wild resume. On top of that, DJ Enough has been with New York's Hot 97 since the 90s and now serves as the station's mix show coordinator, meaning he decides what songs get played on the air. So, when you think about it, it's not shocking that Ice Spice's career took off the way it did. It wouldn't be far-fetched to believe RiotUSA might have used some of his dad's connections to help get Ice noticed, maybe even landing her that early Hot 97 interview right after her EP dropped. And when you add in Rosemond Jr.'s influence and network, it starts looking like Ice had the perfect team to fast-track her rise from underground to mainstream. There's also heavy speculation that both RiotUSA and Rosemond Jr. worked behind the scenes to help her land her deals with 10K Projects and Capitol Records, long before Munch blew up. It all seemed to be part of a carefully built rollout to make her success look organic, when in reality, the groundwork might have already been set. And let's not forget, after Munch took off, Drake flew Ice Spice and her crew out to Toronto and was even spotted with her at OVO Fest. Fans were convinced she was about to sign with OVO Sound. But then, out of nowhere, things took a turn. Drake suddenly unfollowed Ice Spice on Instagram. The internet went wild trying to figure out what went wrong between them. Things between Ice Spice and Drake took a sharp turn when he dropped his track, Back Outside Boys. In the song, Drake rapped, "She a 10 trying to rap? It's good on mute," and fans instantly went into detective mode. Everyone online started speculating that the line was a jab aimed straight at Ice Spice. Not long after, Ice seemed to confirm the shade herself. She jumped on Twitter and clapped back with a slick response. "At least I'm a 10. That one tweet had the internet losing it. So naturally, people started wondering, what went wrong between these two? They went from hanging out in Toronto like friends to sending subliminal shots through songs and tweets. Rumors started swirling fast. One of the biggest theories going around the industry was that Drake might have made a move on her while she was in Toronto. But Ice Spice quickly shut that down in an interview. She made it clear that wasn't the case, saying Drake was always surrounded by beautiful women and that he knew how to act respectfully around them. So that rumor got squashed real quick. But if it wasn't personal drama, what caused the fallout? Another story popped up, and this one actually made more sense. Word around the industry was that Drake wanted to sign Ice Spice to OVO Sound after seeing her potential skyrocket. But when she got to Canada, he allegedly found out she was already signed to another label, a deal that hadn't yet been made public. That discovery might have been what caused tension between them. Remember, Ice and Drake were spotted together in Toronto back in August, and everyone assumed a collab or even a signing was on the way. Instead, what fans got was distance, a few cryptic lyrics, and one of the most talked about almost friendships in rap. It wasn't until October that the truth finally came out. Ice Spice had officially signed a deal with 10K Projects, reportedly worth a massive $3 million. That revelation sent fans into a frenzy. Many started believing she might have already been signed behind the scenes long before the announcement. If she had revealed that deal earlier, it could have confirmed what so many had been whispering, that Ice Spice might have been an industry plant all along. But the story doesn't end there. The label she's signed to plays a major role in all of this. 10K Projects isn't just another small-time record label. It's deeply connected to some of the biggest power players in the music business. The label was founded in 2016 by Elliot Grange, who just so happens to be the son of Lucian Grange, the chairman and CEO of Universal Music Group. And if that name rings a bell, it should. Lucian Grange has been called the most powerful man in music. That's a serious connection. Now here's where things get even more interesting. 6ix9ine is also signed to 10K Projects, and that connection might explain how Ice Spice ended up working with Nicki Minaj. Some fans believe that her Nicki collaboration didn't happen purely because of talent or timing. It might have been because of those deep industry ties. Remember, after 6ix9ine got out of jail following his infamous court case, the first artist he worked with to try and bounce back was none other than Nicki Minaj. That collaboration was seen as a bold move to help revive his image after being labeled a rat in the hip-hop community. So when Ice Spice landed her own feature with Nicki not long after signing to the same label, people couldn't help but connect the dots. And of course, it's impossible to ignore how 6ix9ine himself became a pop culture figure with his rainbow-colored hair and tattoo-covered face. Just like Ice Spice, his image was crafted to stand out instantly. The similarities in how 10K Projects has pushed both artists only add more fuel to the theory that Ice's rise might have been carefully engineered from the start. 6ix9ine's story took a dark turn that turned him from rap superstar to one of the most infamous names in hip-hop. He didn't just get caught up in controversy, he became the face of it. Things spiraled out of control after he was accused of snitching, not just on others, but even on himself. On November 18, 2018, 6ix9ine and 4 of his associates were arrested on serious federal RICO and firearms charges, including conspiracy to commit murder and armed robbery. The group was allegedly tied to a violent faction of the Bloods gang known as the 9 Trey Gangsters. At first, 6ix9ine tried to fight the charges and pleaded not guilty, but that didn't last long. Soon after, he switched sides and decided to cooperate with the feds, shocking everyone. What really stunned people was his confession. He openly admitted that he had tried to have another rapper killed. After an online beef with Chief Keef, he told investigators that he offered $20,000 to a 9 Trey member named Kentia McKenzie to carry out a shooting. The hit was attempted outside the Du Hotel in Manhattan, though thankfully no one was injured. Later, McKenzie allegedly met with 6ix9ine and his associate Shotty to settle for $10,000 instead. Even before the arrests, 6ix9ine's music had already caught the attention of law enforcement. His lyrics were practically evidence. They were filled with references to gang life, violence, and illegal activity. During court proceedings, prosecutors even played clips from his breakout hit, Gummo, as part of their case, pointing out lyrics they believed showed direct ties to criminal acts. At one point, they even brought up Kuda, another of his popular songs. 6ix9ine testified that he'd named it after a close friend. Prosecutors went so far as to project transcripts of the lyrics, claiming they were damning proof of real-life crimes. The courtroom moments were surreal. A rap star sitting on the stand, hearing his own tracks used as evidence against him. It was a scandal that completely changed how the world saw him and how the music industry operated behind the scenes. 6ix9ine didn't just testify against himself, he ended up taking down his entire crew in the process. As part of his plea deal, the rapper gave prosecutors detailed info about his gang, even pointing out specific members who had appeared in his Gummo and Kuda music videos. He also named names and linked several of his former associates to violent crimes, including assaults and kidnappings. It was one of the biggest betrayals the hip-hop world had ever seen. Because of his cooperation, 6ix9ine got a major break from the justice system. Instead of facing a possible life sentence for his 9 charges, he managed to secure a drastically reduced sentence of just 2 years. And it didn't even end there. Due to COVID-19 concerns in 2020, the rapper was released early, reportedly because his high profile made him a target behind bars. But when he got out, the rap world wasn't exactly welcoming him with open arms. After snitching on his own crew, his reputation was wrecked. Fans, rappers, and industry insiders all turned their backs on him. Anyone who even thought about collaborating with 6ix9ine risked instant backlash. It was career suicide by association. Yet somehow, one artist dared to do what nobody else would: Nicki Minaj. Despite all the controversy, Nicki teamed up with 6ix9ine not long after his release, and the move shocked everyone. Her collaboration was bold, but as usual, she came out untouched. Nicki's fan base stayed loyal, and her reputation didn't take a hit. As for 6ix9ine, he slowly clawed his way back into the spotlight. Even with all the chaos and criticism, he kept dropping music, and the numbers spoke for themselves. His videos still pulled in millions of views on YouTube. Love him or hate him, people couldn't look away. His comeback proved one thing: controversy might ruin your image, but in today's world, it can also keep your name alive. So, it really wasn't a shock when Nicki Minaj teamed up with Ice Spice for Princess Diana. That track marked Ice's first major collab, and who better to boost her profile than the queen of rap herself? The timing couldn't have been more perfect. Ice had just dropped her debut EP, which had done solid numbers, but it still raised eyebrows. Did her success at that stage really justify a Nicki feature? That's a level of cosign most newcomers could only dream of. Nicki even went as far as referring to Ice as the Princess of Rap, a title that instantly set the internet on fire. But behind all the praise, some fans couldn't help but question the connection between the collab and Ice's record label ties. Remember, she was signed to 10K Projects, the same label that had already proven it had major reach and influence in the industry. Was this collab a natural link-up between two artists, or a perfectly planned label move? Things got even crazier just a couple of months later when Ice Spice got a massive cosign from none other than the Kardashians. She was spotted hanging out with Kim Kardashian and her daughter Northwest, and that moment instantly went viral. North even rocked Ice Spice's iconic curly red afro and posted a TikTok lip-syncing to her verse from Boy's a Liar, Part 2. Although Kim quickly deleted the video, it was too late. The internet had already grabbed it and spread it everywhere. The deletion only made it blow up more. That moment put Ice Spice directly in front of the Kardashian fan base. Millions of new eyes overnight. Her name was everywhere, and people started to wonder if this kind of exposure could really all be coincidence. Then there's DJ Academics, one of the loudest voices in hip-hop commentary, who seems to talk about Ice Spice non-stop. Sure, he covers what's trending, and Ice is definitely a hot topic, but some fans think there's more to it. Rumor has it, Academics might have a behind-the-scenes deal with her label to keep her name in the spotlight. Whether that's true or not, one thing's clear: Ice Spice's publicity machine never sleeps, and every move she makes seems way too strategic to be random. DJ Academics never came right out and said he was promoting Ice Spice for 10K Projects, but he definitely dropped some hints that raised eyebrows. In an interview, he revealed that he had previously worked with the label's owner, Elliot Grange, on another major artist, none other than 6ix9ine. According to Academics, Elliot Grange personally reached out to him when 6ix9ine became a complete outcast in the hip-hop world after all his legal drama. The label wanted advice on how to make the rapper relevant again. Academics said he told Elliot to release Gooba as a comeback track and then line up a series of interviews so 6ix9ine could explain his side of the story and try to rebuild his image. But there was one big problem. Nobody in hip-hop wanted to touch 6ix9ine. After snitching on his former crew, he had been blacklisted across the industry. Labels, radio shows, and media outlets wanted nothing to do with him. He was officially a pariah. That's when Academics stepped in. As he put it, only one man could give 6ix9ine a platform to start his comeback, and that man was me. Elliot Grange asked Academics directly to host the interview, and he eventually agreed, reportedly for a hefty paycheck. It was a bold move, but it worked. Academics gave 6ix9ine a massive platform to tell his story and get people talking about him again. Now this is where the Ice Spice connection starts to make sense. Since she's also signed to 10K Projects, fans can't help but wonder if the label might be using a similar strategy, keeping her name in heavy rotation through the same media channels and personalities. After all, if Academics helped 10K bring one controversial artist back into the spotlight, who's to say he isn't part of Ice Spice's ongoing publicity push too? It wouldn't be shocking at all if DJ Academics kept bringing up Ice Spice's name because 10K Projects was cutting him a check behind the scenes. Think about it. If Ice Spice already had access to heavy hitters like Nicki Minaj, the same artist who helped 6ix9ine rebuild his career, then it's totally possible she also had access to Academics and his massive influence in the hip-hop world. That kind of connection can keep any artist trending, no matter what people are saying. And there you have it. These are the reasons so many people in the industry still question whether Ice Spice's rise was truly organic or part of a bigger plan. Sure, her numbers don't lie. Millions of views, streams, and fans all across the globe, but there's still a cloud of doubt hanging over her story. The timing, the collabs, the media attention, it all just seems too perfect. Something about her rise feels a little too fast, too smooth, and too connected for it to be pure luck. But at the end of the day, the real question is up to you. Do you think Ice Spice is an industry plant who had her come up carefully crafted behind the scenes? Or did she just grind her way to the top with pure talent and smart moves? Either way, one thing's for sure. She's one of the most talked about artists out right now, and her story's far from over. Will Ice Spice keep her momentum, or will the hype fade out just as fast as it started? Let us know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment below with your thoughts.